I'm Mike Lux. I've been in progressive politics for 30 years. I've been working on campaigns from a grassroots level all the way to presidential politics. Worked in the Clinton White House and in the Obama transition. The idea of the phrase progressive revolution is that is what America at its best has been. Our revolution in 1776 was a progressive revolution. We were the first country to say that we were founded on the idea that all men are created equal. We were the first country to endorse the idea of government of the people, by the people, for the people. And America at its best is a story of progressivism and of people owning their government and running their government. When you look at American history and you look at the things that really changed the country, they tend to be clustered in a few short periods of time. These clusters are what I came to call in the course of the book big change moments. Clearly the Revolutionary War era was the first big change moment. But after that, the 1860s, where the slaves were freed, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the Constitution, which are the three most progressive and far-reaching constitutional amendments passed since the Bill of Rights. The Homestead Act, where millions of acres of free land were given to poor people. Land-grant university, where public colleges were set up. I mean, these all happened in a very short period of time, in a few years in the 1860s. The next big change moment was the Progressive Era, where Teddy Roosevelt and suffragists and Woodrow Wilson and the great progressive leaders of that era dramatically changed the way government worked, broke up the big corporate trusts, created food safety and consumer safety programs for the first time, created the national park system, gave women the right to vote, most importantly. That was an incredible era for change where one thing after another happened to make it a better country, a more progressive country. The next big change moment, of course, was the New Deal. You couldn't have had a more profound change in the economy than the New Deal in America. And much of what makes up the good part of America it was created in the New Deal. The Social Security system, the minimum wage, the ability for workers to organize and get better wages for themselves, the banking regulations that kept us out of depression until the Republicans rolled them back in recent years. All of those things happened in the New Deal years. And finally, the last big change moment we had was the 1960s. The civil rights movement, the women's rights movement, the environmental movement, Medicare, Medicaid, all of those things happened at the same time in history. And it wasn't an accident. All of those movements came together and really changed America for the better and for the long run. The progressive activist space is always going to want more, and they should. Martin Luther King had his fights with the Kennedys and with LBJ, but they worked together at key times and got things done. That's the history of American progress, and we need a progressive movement that demands progressive change, that calls for it, that pushes for it, but that also works constructively and thoughtfully with the Obama administration in getting it done. My advice to the Obama administration is to think big. I think we're at a moment where we could make major, profound change in this country, where we could truly change it so that the country is far better than it is today. But they've got to seize that moment, and they've got to think big in doing it.